All right, everybody. Welcome to Soulmates and Suitcases. My name is Lisa Brierley, and this is my husband, Scott Brierley. And this is our 11th episode, and we are so excited to have an amazing person here today, Natasa Denman of the Ultimate 48-Hour Author. And as I was reading her bio, oh my gosh, these numbers kept coming up. Maybe you can tell us more. 15 came up everywhere because she is a 15-time published author. She has worked with authors in 15 different countries, and she's been running her business for 15 years, the Ultimate 48-Hour Author. And exciting enough, and to add to that, I should say, your episode is going to be what's the word I'm thinking of? Broadcast. There's the word. On March 15th, my birthday.
Woo!
What a gift.
Yay! I love it.
So we are excited to have you on today, Natasa. And please introduce yourself. Tell us a little more about you. I know I told a lot, but tell us a little more about yourself to introduce.
Beautiful. Well, yes, I'm known as the ultimate 48-hour author. And aside from 15, in addition to that, we have helped over 950 first-time authors write, publish, and leverage their books. And now a lot of those authors are writing second, third, fourth, fifth books, which is really exciting. And I love doing this alongside my husband and a small team here in Australia.
Perfect. And of course, we need to tell our audience that one of the big reasons we have Natasa on today is because we worked with Natasa over the last several years, and we are fortunate to be able to publish our books with her. And are super excited to publish more with you, Natasa, because we are very excited about your business and what you offer to us as well. So,
thank you.
If you happen to get a hold of Natasa through the podcast, let her know that you got it through the podcast.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
She's an amazing lady. We've actually met in person once in Thailand.
Yes, we have.
It was a good day.
It was great. Yeah. And I got to hang out with you
for a whole week
in Phuket, Thailand. So you have an amazing service that we'll be talking more about, and as well, amazing opportunities that people can join you, not just to write a book, but other opportunities as well. But of course, we're here to share your amazing business and what you offer, and maybe to look at your journey on what it looks like over the last whatever many years we're going to be.
15 years.
So kind of maybe Scott, you can start off with maybe the first question. And
what idea impacted you to start 48 hours and help people publish books and inspire people? I shouldn't say even help, inspire people to go to the next level.
Yeah. Well, it was about me writing my own book, first of all, and it's because I really wanted to gain greater credibility and build my business. And so I wrote my first book because I wanted to create a business card on steroids. So therefore, that was the thing that took me from 2 or 3 paying clients through to a 6-figure weight loss coaching business, which is what it was originally at. And then with my personality being very impatient, I figured out a way of how to help people do it in 48 hours so they didn't have to spend the months, years, decades that often people can be sitting on their book ideas for. So it was really me, my own pain, solving my own pain, and later on figuring out that that's exactly what people also wanted to do for themselves.
Perfect. Yeah. And one of the things I noticed when we were going through your program is that the positive support with going the next step and the next, because there are many steps involved.
Yes.
In publishing a book, and you pretty much handheld, but encouraged and supported, I know, us in our efforts to get that done. And I was able to write 2 books in under 2 years, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
A year. So We're
Yeah.
excited that you had that program that could do that for us.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so happy that you guys did it and that you invested in a shortcut so you don't have to go through all the trial and error that I had to go through.
Yes, yes, really
Yeah.
helpful. So knowing that, because I witnessed it and experienced it, and same with Scott, but how do you help your authors who come to you kind of to overcome that mindset of getting their
Mm.
book out there?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest obstacles. It's really the one you have to resolve before you even get to any steps. I always say you have to get out of your own way and get over yourself in order to finally write that book, because self-doubt and fear is one of the number one reasons why people won't write their books. They are thinking, who will want to read my stuff? Am I good enough? Who am I to say I'm the expert? All of those questions go through our head. And I actually wrote a book called Shut Up and Write Your First Book, which is connected to answering this question in a lot more detail. And yeah, but that's my first thing. And in my introductory seminars, that's kind of what I tackle first of all before I move on to publishing and structure and leverage and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it is. I love your saying that you instilled in us very
Mm,
quickly in the program, and I think
yes.
you know what I'm going to say. What is it that really happens when you write a book?
Well, it's not about the book, but about the person you become at the other end of it. That's what
Ex-
I always say.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
amazing, amazing growth. So
Mm.
I like that you were able to quickly answer that.
You know which one. I thought you were going to say the one my mum says, every beginning is hard. But
Oh,
but I
yes,
knew what you meant of the other
exactly.
quote. Yes. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So how have you helped? Like you've supported over 950 um
Yes.
people who were interested or excited to publish a book. So how do you know has this publishing a book has transformed their business or their life? What has it done for them?
So everyone will be different, right? So some people write their book because they want to have a healing journey. Other people might want to just tell their life story and leave a legacy for their family. And then there's people like me who have wanted to build a business. They've wanted to help other people, not just through the book, but through leveraging the content and the information into other products, right? Or services that they have, whether it's coaching, consulting, their own retreats and things like that. So the people that have wanted to do more than just write the book and leverage it. We've seen growth of 6 to 7 figure businesses, even to some authors, multi 7 figure businesses with that pathway towards financial independence through investments and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I recently just finished writing a book called Book Sales Won't Make You Rich, The Real Truth, How Authors Become Millionaires. And I talk about all of these things because it's so much more you would need to do than just write the book, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's
Mm.
for sure. And I think for both of us, it was like you talked about writing a book, being sort of that journey of you want to get your story out there, not necessarily a business. So I think for both of us, it was really this sort of growth of, oh my gosh, I'm putting this on the paper. What's the next thing? And it was a
Yes.
journey.
Well, and I know for me, my book is like that,
Yeah.
was about my life and
Mm.
like it's
Can't see back here.
and it has transformed some of my family members into moving forward. And it's like,
Wow.
I couldn't buy that.
Mm.
It's like, it's incredible. And
Mm.
it's brought us closer together and it's like, and so I encourage
Yeah.
people, if you got stuff to put down, put it down in a book.
Mm.
Uh, it was funny though. I have a hard time with any kind of recognition. So I didn't
Mm.
even recognize myself as an author, even though I had written and published a book. And I
Yeah.
went to a friend of mine and he bought a copy of me and he's looking at the book and he's like, Scotty, you're an author. And it wasn't until he said it that it actually, you're right, I am.
Landed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's beautiful. I love it. And you can't put a price on that, right? That
No,
feeling and emotion. And you can, often, you can't tell people until they've had the opportunity to experience it for themselves. That's what I think.
what's the power of publishing
Mm.
books?
The power is that you are positioning yourself in that place of expertise, because what's the perception of an author? Is someone who's knowledgeable, is an expert. It's generally to be trusted, right? Versus the perception of a car salesman could be sleazy and dodgy, and you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're kind of building up this profile for yourself that will attract opportunities, right? People will consider you for speaking, for collaborative ventures. The media will most likely want to talk to an author over someone who just says, I'm an expert in a particular field. So there's just so many doors open. I created this crazy mind map where the book is the central point and all of these other arms that come off it show the leverage that where it can take you. And I just love the fact that we have the power in our hands in today's world. It's no longer the old school way you have to get accepted by a traditional publisher and it's like you're jumping through hoops, you're wasting decades. Like, we're doing it in 3 to 4 months with some of our authors who really want to get in and get out. And I think that's the power of publishing, and actually being in control and getting the royalties mostly for yourself as well.
Yeah, totally. And reaching out to people who have the experience, for one thing. Look at others who have had success, and you've had success. And I know a lot of people might be watching this podcast and thinking, oh, I've got to be this educated, blah, 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 to write a book. And if it's your own personal story, you can find ways to get it out, get it on paper. I know one of the tools you taught us was using, I believe it's Otter AI, to record your voice, and the voice can go down on paper. Or you can get your wife to edit it after.
Yes.
First. And so,
or my husband.
Yes,
who's
or your
done that for me.
And so, it doesn't matter, I suppose, your capabilities. There's always ways to get your story
I agree.
on paper. Yeah.
And it's kind of funny. I've had several people ask me since I published my book that, oh, I've started a book and I need hints and I need this. So like I send them to you, and I don't know if anybody ever gets them, because I think I get it to Lisa, but but it's also amazing how many people are so hesitant.
Uh-huh.
And it's like this world, how can I word it? It's like, it's our choice and our decisions how we want to leave this world or lead in this world. And it's up to us to inspire people to move forward. The world's crazy right now. However, if we work together, we can inspire people to move forward.
Absolutely. I think it's I think it's a reflection of low self-worth when people don't do this for themselves. They don't value themselves enough to go through the process and actually put themselves out there. And then there's that fear of rejection or criticism that a lot of people are like worried about, because I think that's a sign that you are actually doing stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's where you find your growth.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you transitioned your business because you were initially in person, offline. You are in Australia, and I met you through Facebook. That's how I met you.
Yes.
But you were offline, and you went to a thriving online model. So, what was kind of the biggest challenges, hurdles, and how did you overcome them?
Oh gosh. Well, I didn't think that what I did would be able to be sold online, because it was a high-end program. It's a big leap of faith people have to take, and how do you win over someone through Zoom? The trust and the like and the no. It's a lot harder. But because of the gift that COVID gave us and locked us all up, everyone was really a lot more open to being online. And initially I thought we wouldn't be able to pivot, but I didn't wait. I actually just took action straight away. And through many attempts at my online seminar, the first few were not so crash hot, but I'm going to keep doing it. I'll keep adjusting and tweaking, adjusting and tweaking and adjusting and tweaking. And to be honest, for 4.5 years, we were fully online. This year, the last 9 months, we have gone back in person, partially, not fully. Partially, still our whole program runs online, but now around Australia we're doing some city tours of events, because it's just a lot nicer sometimes to meet like say if I met you, Lisa, for the very first time in real life, the relationship may have developed a lot faster and the trust is there a lot faster as well. So it actually cuts out a lot of follow-up that we need to do. So when we're on the road, it's like we meet our people, we find our authors, but we run everything else online. So we've kind of gone hybrid, only like, kind of our introductory things we're doing in person, but still keeping a good portion of it online as well. So we can reach Canada and USA and other countries. But yeah, it was hard, but I'm so glad I did it because I was ready for a break and to have that pivot happen and to give me that extra skill set that I now have. If I wanted to just be fully online, I know what I need to do.
Have you ever thought of doing it in-house in a different country?
I'm actually going to Singapore, so I'll be doing it in Singapore. We started our ads literally 24 hours ago, and we've already had 10 people register and 2 people upgrade to our VIP ticket, which is exciting. And I did one in LA because we were off to Canada for a white Christmas. So when we stopped over there, I did one. It's a little bit different in other countries. It's actually a really great opportunity to meet people in those countries. Although I don't want to be traveling too far too often. It's only if it fits my traveling schedule that I will like fit in the event in that particular country. But it's also about adjustment to culture and people's beliefs and how they make decisions. So that'll be very interesting. I've never done one in Singapore, so it'll be very fun to experience that culture.
Oh, for sure. Now, with that, sounds like you travel a lot, and
Yes.
I'm not sure if we already mentioned, but you do run a multi-7-figure business, and
Yes.
you are a wife and a mom to
Yes.
3 kids. How do you balance all of that? Yeah, well, how does that go for you?
Yes, and now a dog mum of my first puppy. So we've got an extra responsibility to take care of. And yes, we travel about 4 months out of every year. We work hard, but we play hard. We love going to all the school holidays, to various places. We'll be visiting, obviously, Vietnam, Singapore very soon. We'll be going to Europe in the June school holidays. So there's a lot goes on. It's all about planning. I plan my year in September, the year before, for the following year, and everything gets scheduled, everything gets blocked out. Always we block out our travel and holidays first, and then we put everything else around them. And so, and my kids now are growing up, so they're a little bit more independent, and I love seeing them do stuff for themselves anyway when we need to travel because otherwise, I think it would be very difficult for them when they would have to leave home in terms of how to look after themselves. So they're pretty self-sufficient, and I have a very great mum who's very high quality support.
Yeah, that is one thing. You talk about kind of being organized. You talk about planning your whole year. And I know with the Ultimate 48-Hour Author, that is something you do extremely well.
Yeah.
And resources are at your fingertips. You want to go back and look at any videos or anything like that. So tell us a little bit more maybe about your organization within the well for authors like myself and Scott.
Well, basically, what gets scheduled gets done in my world. If I schedule it, it has to happen. Otherwise, it's kind of like breaking a promise to myself. And same thing with you guys as our clients and authors and all of that. When we give you the calendar, what's on that calendar is going to happen. Like something really needs to break down and someone not to be well or something, life and death situation if something changed on that calendar. That's kind of like, and I always I love to pass on my planning skills. We often with our authors have like a planning day. Now earlier this year I invented a declutter day, so we were doing like decluttering. I like getting people to stay on top of things. I'm kind of, I guess maybe I'm always future minded. Like I'm always going, what buffers do I need to build in so that everything I need to do just clicks into place? That's kind of how I operate.
Yeah, amazing. Absolutely amazing. And you talked about your three kids. Any of them got the writing bug?
Well, all 3 of them have written their own books, with our assistance, of course. Yes, middle child wrote her first book, and she's actually probably the most likely one that might take over the business one day. We were talking about it in the pool hut the other day, and she goes, "Oh, but it seems so hard." I said, "But you're only like 13." I said, "Of course it seems hard. Let's just enjoy your teenage years, and we'll talk about it later. And if you don't want to do it, I'm not going to pressure you. I'll be able to sell the business, but there's hopefully one of those three, or maybe all three, will have a different role within the business. You know, my son did work experience with us last December, and he spent a day with kind of everyone in the business. And one of the days was on marketing with my husband doing Facebook ads, and he seemed to like really click onto that. And I go, well, he could be part of the marketing department, and another kid could be part of the other department. So who knows, Lisa and Scott? Like we'll see what time will tell.
Time will tell.
I love how encouraging you are, like just
Mm.
hearing the story at how you talk to your kids. It's not like, you need to do this, you need to do this. And it's like, enjoy your life at 13.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't want them to do something they're not passionate about. But I also said to my daughter, you know what I love about, I actually love the game of business. And that's why often I encourage you guys as authors to be thinking about businesses behind the books, because it's so much fun helping people further, and then obviously being financially rewarded by it, and then be able to set up your life, you know, for financial independence and all that kind of stuff. So I said to my daughter, it doesn't have to be like your top passion about writing and publishing books, but you need to be passionate about people and business and the game of business, and then you can do it, you know. Because often I read in a book recently that they say like follow your passion and all that sort of stuff, but they go, if you did that and you had to do it every single day, your passion will no longer become your passion, be your passion. You know what I mean? Because when you're doing something every single day, it's just so repetitive. And yeah, so it's kind of different things that you have to pull out what you do. And yeah, I just invented a new thing within the business yesterday, which I'm going to talk about next week. But I'm excited about that because it's just complementary, but it's kind of like it keeps things fresh for me.
Perfect.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but your business and you, like, you won entrepreneur in
Yeah.
Australia one year, did you not?
Oz Mumpreneur, I think it was a finalist in one of the product innovation categories. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. You are definitely a creature of creation, creating all the time, inventing. Like I think
I love it.
that's the excitement. That's the passion, right?
That's right. Once I create it and pull it together, and then I can systemize it and delegate it to my team to be able to execute, then it's like, you know, just seeing it succeed. And every year I've always brought something else new in, which is kind of cool because it keeps growing the suite of things that we've got to offer, but we keep solving every problem and gap that we see authors have along the journey.
Yeah, you see those. Awesome. Amazing. So we have a few minutes left.
Yes.
I'd like for you to share a few things about what are your variety of 15 books that you have written, and then where people can purchase them, and then where they can connect with you if they're interested in a book, and you just have a conversation and you find out where to go with them from there. So let us know what sort of books you have and where they.
Yeah, lots, lots. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to name them all off the top of my head. But the website is writerbook.com.au. And there is a shop page, which is where you're going to find all of the titles. But my main books are obviously Ultimate 48-Hour Author. That's my signature book. Then it's Shut Up and Write Your First Book. Then it's Shut Up and Sell Your First Book. Then it's Book Sales Won't Make You Rich. So that's kind of like a 4-book series that are connected together, that's on flow. I wrote Bums on Seats, like how to run your own events. Then I wrote Fully Booked Retreats, because when you run events, you can fill retreats. What else? Guilt-Free Parents, from myself, my husband co-wrote that. What else have I got? Me and my VA. So are you ready to take your business, leverage your business with a virtual assistant? That's what that one was. What else have I? 1,000 Days to $1 Million Coaching Business from Home. So that was one of my, once I did 1,000 Days in Business, that's kind of where we got to. I don't know. Like there's probably others that I can't. Oh, my first book, The 7 Ultimate Secrets to Weight Loss. How could I forget that one? And Ninja Couch Marketing. Yeah. So they're all on the website, guys, on the shop page of writerbook.com.au.
Amazing. Thank you, Natasha. Yeah, through all your books, we can see your journey. And
Yeah, exactly.
And we would really love to say thank you so much for sharing and coming and joining with us. And our books as well that we wrote with Ultimate Publishing Company. 6 Months of Love, A Year of Love are my 2 books, and Scott's
My Perfect Storm.
My Perfect Storm. You can find them at our own website. We'll include all of that, including Natasha's information in the description. And again, we are in Thailand and you are in Australia, so we will say thank you in the traditional Thailand way.
I love it.
Almost. Anyway, thanks, Natasha. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. I love working with you, and I love seeing all your adventures and travels as well.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You cherish in your love.